17 and this is the trailhead. We're out in the middle of the country. Look at this. And Sean's here with me. We're gonna head down this trail. This old depot was 4 miles from town, and it's supposed to be. It was 4 miles down, or 4 miles out of town, and then down this trail. It should be about a half mile to where it was. We're just gonna see if there's anything there now. So I think we made it, maybe 300 or 400 feet from the road. And check this out. Mile marker 130. It's pretty cool. So this is kind of the first stop here. If you look at this was a road. If you look at the old plat map, this was a road that came in here. So depot's was located up this way yet, and there, look at the map, there was a crossroad on the other side of the depot. So looking at the railroad over here, that trail, Douglas Trail, is the rail bed, and over here was a road, and the depot sat between the two, but up a ways yet. So that's where I'm coming from. And you can see that tree line going out that way. So back in the day, that was a road. And then there was an access road to the depot. And I'm wondering if this raised area wasn't the road at one time. It's starting to flatten out here, as to the grade in the ground. But I'm wondering now, because there sure would be enough room if you can see the trail over there. See the trail over there? There's enough room between that and this road for a depot. But I'm not quite in the right spot. I gotta go up this way yet. So that's the area where that road is, going out that way. And now we found this geodetic survey marker. So I guess I'll video that. Maybe we can use that for reference. I don't know. Who can say? Worth documenting it. There's a bench there if you're tired. So there's a horse trail right along here. Back there is where I thought maybe that road was, and I'm gonna walk around this curve now. I think I can tell more on the pavement here where that depot was, and then I'll go back out there again. So we had to find this other tree line. You can see it off there in the distance, and it's coming off this way. And I'm just not sure. But that road that ran across here, this knoll here could be part of that road running out this way. The railroad tracks would have been right over there. And we're thinking the depot was probably out this way yet. So we're going to make our way there. But we noticed this rock pile and junk pile. So now we have to see what's here. A couple of old cans. See that? I should have brought my gloves. There you go. How old do you think that is? Check that out. Not much left of it. We found another one. That's pretty cool. Just dug this thing out. What do you think that is? Looks like it's got a handle on it.
It's like some kind of cover.
I don't know. A lid for something?
I've seen bigger versions of that covering wells before.
That might be. Sean's got to find here. What do you think? What do you think's in that bottle?
It's got to be some kind of soap or something. At least that's what you would hope.
There's no dates on it or nothing. Does it say anything on the bottom? No. Yeah, it looks like kind of soap. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely something.
Okay, I'm walking up further. See the cutout here? All the way down that way. There's that horse trail. There you go. There's another marker down here. So, yeah, I'm thinking this is part of the cutout that we're walking on that they made a horse trail on, you know? I mean, they cut through the hill there. They cut through the hill there. And we're walking on top here. This is where they put the horse trail. It's starting to make sense. I have to watch if the bikers are out. It's a big bike trail. So this morning I made it to the Oronoco Historical Society. Yeah, Oronoco Area Historical Society, I think it's called. And I met up with Chris and Joy. And both of them had a lot to tell me. In fact, I interviewed Joy, and I'm going to put that up now so you can see her tell the story about these boxcars. I made it to the Oronoco Area History Center in Oronoco. I'm following up on that railroad depot again, and this is Chris with a K, and she's been doing some research here before I got here. And this is Joy, and I want you to notice this picture, and I'll show you this picture a little bit later. Okay, and it's a boxcar in a field. And if you remember right, we found that the Oronoco depot was a couple of boxcars, and she's going to tell you the story of those boxcars.
So my husband's grandparents, Herb and Dorothy Birchinger, owned this farm. I don't know for sure when they actually moved onto this, but this picture is from 1955. And my husband was born after this date, but he remembers being on the farm and them having two boxcars. So last night I looked and researched. This is one of the boxcars. The story is that they lived about a mile and a half from the Oronoco transfer, or the Oronoco station. And Steve's grandfather, Herb, got a couple of mules. They went down, they got two boxcars, brought them up the hill, and they put them on their land, and eventually put a roof between the two of them, and that's where they parked their tractor underneath that. So if you see, this is Dorothy, and then these are a couple of her sons that are inside the boxcar. We don't know for sure if they just purchased it or just got it. and we don't know if they're loading stuff in or unloading stuff from the boxcar.
So that's the story of those 2 box cars. I think that's really awesome history, and thanks so much for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So walking south, today I came from this direction. You can see how it's all grown in now from when Sean and I were here. This is the Douglas Trail in Oronoco, and you can see the cutout here for this railroad. And I put in a couple photos here of that bench and that trail marker number 9. So once you get past that, this is what it looks like. And it looks like this all the way down. In fact, it winds up being a deeper cutout, and these hills wind up about 25-30 feet above the trail when you're down in that direction. So I know that depot had to be down here, maybe where the bench was. This is your trail marker 9. There's your bench, and I think because of the ground in this area, I'm back to thinking this is where the depot was, and it was never a depot. It was just a couple of box cars. So our marker is probably about 50 feet from me back there in that direction, that geological marker. So really no way to place this depot, but this general vicinity. So Sean Lopez and I went out there first. We walked, maybe 3/4 of a mile. Maybe it was a little further. A good maybe 400 feet or so past where we saw the geological marker. And we ran across a little area where it looked like a dump. You saw that in the video. And then we walked back through, and we couldn't find any remnants. But you know what? We thought that the horse trail was the other railroad, and it's not. That horse trail is between the 2 railroads. So what we thought was maybe the street was actually the other railroad that was over there. So in the end, if you're walking down the path, if you're heading south on that path, on the blacktop path, that's the Chicago Great Western Railbed. And once you get in there past the first wooded strip that you see between the fields to your left, and that's where the geological marker is. Once you get past that, you can see the other rail bed to the left on the other side of the horse trail. And if you were to walk that further in, and I did that on my second time that I went back there, I walked it as far as I could. And yeah, that winds up two massive cutouts back there, and you can definitely tell that the horse trail winds up on top, and you've got the two swales from the cutout, and then the horse trail's on the top once you get way back in there. So, you know, that wasn't the road. And then I ran across that Harpo photo, you know, the aerial photo, and that was a big help because it shows the depot, you know, it would be placed in the field. So I went back and backtracked, and I can come up with that geological marker that's there. If you were to find that and then walk down on the blacktop path to where the bench is, that's got to be the area of where the depot was. So that's maybe a 100-foot window in there somewhere, but we couldn't pinpoint it. But hey, and then we found that picture. So yeah, the Historical Society, I visited with Chris and Joy, and that was the Oronoco Area Historical Society. Yeah, and we spent maybe an hour and a half or so, you know, at the museum, and Chris had found some more articles that I just couldn't find, and I was using the wrong search word, so she did a lot of research on that. And then, who knew that Joy's family would have been the ones that, or Joy's family, her husband's family, would have been the ones that wound up moving those box cars from the area the depot was in. So we do have that one picture of the one box car, and you can see a timber above it, and I think that's probably before they put the roof on it, you know, and you can't tell if they were moving things in and out, but definitely were using it before they put the roof to the other car. And I did follow up and find the farm where the box cars were, but you know, they've since been destroyed. They were in distress and falling apart, and the owners had a big bonfire and burned them up, and I heard the fire department was even out there, so maybe it was even a fire department thing to practice, who knows. But I went to them, and they were going to look for some photos, and I guess I didn't hear any word from them, so maybe they didn't find any. So the only known photo that I know about is Joy's. So this is cool history. I wish we could have found more. And if anybody does have photos, you know, if you have photos of stuff like this, make a copy and get it to your historical society, because, you know, years will go by, someone will pass away, somebody looks at no photo, what is this? Oh, I don't know, throw it out. And all of our history is lost. And this is kind of cool, you know, to document this history. And I got to thank the Historical Society. And I got to thank Dan West. He helped me out a little bit. And Chris sent me some information on this. So got a little help from my Facebook group on this one. And I got to say thank you. And hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll catch you on my next one. God bless you all.